It was raining hard that morning, the kind of rain that blurred the city lights and made everything feel gray. Inside the tall glass building of Arcton Industries, the elevator doors closed with a soft chime. Inside stood a man in a dark tailored suit, his white cane resting by his side. His name was Ethan Vale, CEO of one of the biggest tech firms in the country, and blind since the accident that took his sight, his wife, and, as he often said, his reason to live. The world admired his brilliance but whispered about his bitterness. Employees avoided him, afraid of his sharp tone and short patience. Ethan had built an empire through sound, memory, and control, but hope was something he refused to see. That morning, as he rode the elevator down from his penthouse office, a faint humming sound reached his ears. It wasn't mechanical. It was human, soft, sincere, and coming from the man mopping the corner. Ethan frowned. "Stop that noise," he said coldly. "This is a workplace, not a music hall." The janitor froze. "Sorry, sir," he said quickly, voice humble but calm. "Just a habit. Helps me get through the night shifts." Ethan's cane tapped twice on the metal floor. "You're new." "Yes, sir. First week." "Then learn quickly. I don't tolerate distractions." The elevator chimed open, and Ethan walked out, his polished shoes echoing against marble. The janitor, Liam, watched him go, a tall figure, powerful, but walking like someone carrying a ghost on his back. For the next few nights, their paths crossed often. Ethan worked late, Liam cleaned the same floors. Despite his warning, Ethan kept hearing that quiet humming. It was the same tune every time, a lullaby. Something about it, familiar. Finally, one night, when the building was empty, Ethan stopped near the lobby. "That song. Why do you sing it?" Liam looked up, surprised. "It was my daughter's favorite. She's 7. Helps her sleep when she's scared." Something in Ethan's chest tightened. "You have a daughter?" "Yes, sir. Emily. Her mom passed away 3 years ago. It's just me and her now." For the first time in years, Ethan didn't know what to say. He only nodded and walked away. But that night, back in his penthouse, he couldn't sleep. The lullaby played in his mind, and with it, a memory. His wife, Lena, singing the same tune to their unborn child before the crash that took them both. The next morning, Ethan called his assistant. "Find out everything about the new janitor, Liam." When the report came, Ethan was silent for a long time. Liam worked double shifts to pay for his daughter's medical bills. She had a heart condition, and the hospital was threatening to cut off treatment due to unpaid balances. Still, every night, the man smiled, hummed, and worked. Ethan couldn't understand it. How could a man with nothing still find a reason to hope? Days passed, and slowly, the tension between them faded. Ethan began waiting for the sound of the mop, the hum of that tune. He even started asking questions, about Emily, about life as a single dad. Liam would answer with warmth and honesty, never pity. One late night, the elevator stopped midway due to a power cut. The emergency lights flickered, trapping them both inside. Ethan leaned against the wall, frustrated. Of course. Perfect ending to a perfect day. Liam chuckled. "Guess the universe wants us to talk, sir." Ethan smirked. "Talk about what? I've lost everything that matters." Liam's voice softened. "You think because you can't see, there's nothing left worth seeing." Ethan turned his head sharply. "You don't know what it's like." "You're right," Liam said quietly. "But I do know what it's like to wake up and wish you didn't have to. To look at your kid and pretend you're strong when you're breaking inside." The silence in the elevator was heavy. Ethan felt something he hadn't felt in years, understood. Liam continued, "When Emily asks me why her mom isn't coming back, I tell her, maybe she can't see us but we can still make her proud. Maybe, sir, the point isn't to see, it's to believe again." The elevator hummed back to life just then, but something inside Ethan had already changed. The next morning, Ethan called his board and canceled all his meetings. He went to the hospital where Liam's daughter was being treated. Without saying a word, he paid all her bills and arranged the best cardiac surgeon in the country. When Liam found out, he was speechless. "Sir, I can't. You don't need to repay me," Ethan interrupted. "You already did." That night, Ethan stood in front of the city skyline, blind eyes turned toward the faint glow beyond the glass. For the first time in years, he didn't feel trapped in darkness. He smiled, whispering to the air, "Lena, maybe I can still see." Months later, Emily recovered. The company's morale transformed as Ethan changed his leadership, softer, kinder, full of purpose. He even started a foundation to support single parents and children with disabilities, naming it, The Whisper of Hope. At the launch event, reporters asked, "Mr. Vale, what inspired this?" Ethan smiled faintly. "A janitor who showed me that even in darkness, someone else's light can guide you home." As the camera lights flashed, Liam and Emily stood in the front row, smiling through tears.